Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss BourbonPalooza No. 1, an ABV Network Crew Club event slated for next March in Bardstown, Kentucky. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Cool, Katie Joyce, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey,
What's
guys.
happening, everyone?
Hey, so yes, we have an event coming up next year, and we're going to be talking about that, coming up with some ideas. It kind of took off like unbelievably fast. It went from, hey, people asking that we do this to, okay, I'll finally just pick a date and throw it out there. And I was like, I don't know if anybody's even going to sign up. And then lo and behold, we got 50 people coming, and we got most of the motel taken up, and we may have it all done before we know it. So it's a pretty cool thing, but we'll talk about ideas for that after the break. For right now,
I think Katie's looking for her room right now.
Katie needs to be there. She's like the only one of the core group that's not going at this point, but hopefully she'll right that ship. So we'll see. No one has plans 6 months from now. That's right. It's done early enough where you can't tell.
It depends where she's vacationing from, though. She may be. Yeah. McNew, I talked over you. Go ahead.
People you like. St. Patrick's Day weekend. Where the fuck else do you want to be? It's perfect.
Exactly. There you go. Well,
Can she fly there? Because, she's such a,
of course,
jet setter.
Of course. Yeah.
She may have to come in from the Maldives.
As like you're being obnoxious there. That's driving distance. Yeah.
Honestly, that's within flying distance of my own. Like if the weather was nice,
right.
I technically could fly my plane.
Like you've never flown down to like Cape Girardeau for lunch or something. Please, I know this has happened. Yeah. Oh, no. So,
see, Katie, I got to tell you, what's nice is that since I'm signed up for the trip, which we'll get into that, I'm sure too as well. You're the one getting shit on this time, so it's not me.
Exactly. Tim actually signed up for something, so there you go.
Look at you, Tim. Way to go.
Yeah.
Part of the motivation was because I better get on this because I'm not getting shit on because this is not going to stop. I saw that thing explode.
No,
right.
And then you're just like, I don't want the rooms to sell out either because it feels like we're going to take up all of them and the entire.
We're pretty close.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
We're jumping ahead.
Should we save this? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We need to save this for the show otherwise, because it's not a huge topic. So we got to save the good stuff for the show. So my question for you guys, I recently, came up with a new name. I always thought if I was going to become a chiropractor, which you always leave every opportunity open, and maybe at some point I'll be a chiropractor, my name would be Backy McCracken. And I'd be on the billboards, see Dr. Backy McCracken. But I'm off that. I want to be more serious now. I feel like my chiropractor name would be Dr. Scirocco. And on there it'd be Scirocco Chiropractor. It just sounds like a good chiropractor name. So my question for you guys is, what is your chiropractor name? Because clearly nobody here has a good enough name to roll with that if they're a chiropractor. They got to come up with something new. What would be your chiropractor name that I'm going to see driving down the highway?
I got it.
What do you got? What's your name?
I am Dr. KK Kraken.
Make sure you have lots of K's in there.
Lots and lots of K's.
Lots of them.
Yeah.
At least
Like,
8.
At
9
least
Ks.
Four's not enough. We're too
No.
close. 5's still not enough.
9
Keep going.
Ks.
Keep going.
Eight.
Yeah.
Crack it.
Yes, that's appropriate. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I think Dr. Scirocco's better, by the way. But
course.
people are going to come to Dr. Scirocco.
You've had time to think about it, Steve.
I feel like you're going to be low rent with that. Yeah.
It's
You know what? Maybe I'm a
Brady or
discount
something.
chiropractor.
You didn't know I'm going to be evaluating, huh? That sounds
Maybe
good, Dr.
I'm
Scirocco.
chiropracting out of the back of a van where I can also videotape where I may have to poop.
I can't beat that, of course. We know if anything involves pooping videos, people are going
I'll
to
make $20,000 just off the poop.
Yeah.
There-
Doing
There's a
colonics in the back of the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally get
Whenever
that
you
Barbie
see-
shoe out of your small intestine.
Oh, okay,
Pennies.
go ahead.
I used
Whenever
to
you
put
say
pennies.
Scirocco, there is a cartoon that is popping into my head of
Dr. Scirocco?
No,
like
so
a
I think it was like a
chiropractor?
dog or something like that, or like
There was a symptom.
You're not supposed to be thinking about Dr. Scirocco. You're supposed to be thinking about your name.
well,
Yeah.
now my brain is caught on what
Dr.
is
Scirocco.
it Rocco?
What is it? Dr. Zhivago. There was like a symptom.
Oh my gosh.
That's a different
that is
story.
The longest,
Yeah,
most
but
boring movie
What happened
ever.
to my great topic? This is a fantastic topic.
Shit all over it. All right, Steve, I'm going to save this one. I'm going to get myself off the
Okay.
hook here.
right, what
For
do you
some
got?
reason, I always fall on Dr. Johnson. First name
it's terrible.
Dr. Richard Johnson, so first name Dick. And I have thought about it. It's the chiropractic. The office name's got to be the Crack Shack.
No,
Dr. Johnson at the Crack Shack.
no.
Okay, that's
like
not bad.
You're in the same business park as Kathy then. You're
Pretty
the
much.
low rent area.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
I
go.
have
Exactly.
my.
Oh, I've got one for you, McNew. Anyway, you go first.
Okay. Dr. McNew Spine.
Oh, that's what I was going to go with. I was going to be Dr. McNewback.
New spine.
Dr. McNewback.
Fine.
Dr. Mick. The Mick really needs to be separated. The Dr. McNew Spine, McNewback. You gotta, however you're gonna work that out. I like it.
Mhm, mhm. It sounds more scientific if you use the spine thing. I mean, we all know chiropractors are
back.
doctors.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're in a strip mall like Kathy's in my practice.
Oh, okay.
We're standalone businesses over here. Okay, we're fancy.
You may be in a medical building with that type of name.
Yeah, you're a step up though from the other two. So far, McNew is she's in second place. Let's see what Katie comes up with. She's been too busy working on Dr. Scirocco here.
Yeah, I think
to-
it was
to come up with
Rocco's
anything.
Modern Life you were making me think of.
Rocco's Modern Life.
No, there's a movie called Dr. Zhivago, which is like
Oh my gosh,
Sure that
McNew.
is
That was like an Oscar-winning movie back in
Right,
the
this
day.
is in
time.
Oh my God, you're like Dr. Zhivago.
It's Dr. Zhivago.
I just speak Doctor Adjustment, Attitude Adjustment, whatever you need.
Dr. Adjustment. No. Clearly, I win this thing. I mean, I have.
You had time to think about it.
I have the
Yeah,
best
I-
chiropractor name ever. I'm Dr.
I think Dr.
No, I take it back. I'm gonna be
McNewback.
I'm going to be Dr. Gonstead because there is something called
That sounds
the
like
Gonstead
gonorrhea.
adjustment.
That sounds like gonorrhea.
Yeah,
No, you don't want that. Mine
We're
sounds.
going to do it for the wrong reasons, and you're going to be
Mine
real.
sounds like sciatica, just enough. It doesn't sound like sciatica, but just enough where people are like,
No.
Is that what you were
Dr.
going
Scirocco.
for?
Dr. Scirocco. Oh, my sciatica. I need this guy.
Oh.
Yeah, this is where it's going to be good. Yeah.
I didn't get that at all.
No, you're not
I'm gonna
supposed
be
to.
Dr.
It's subtle.
Bursitis.
It's subtle. No, it all happens in the recesses of your mind. You're not thinking about, sciatica, Dr. Scirocco. No, it just you're driving down the road. You're like, Dr. Scirocco.
That Dr.
didn't
Johnson
see this
sounds
guy.
really pleasing.
No,
I
that's
just love how we have made Steve's old man anger just like almost reach a pinnacle over this whole thing.
Well, Katie's not even. Katie's still on her phone researching Dr. Scirocco. She's gonna find it eventually.
No,
Oh,
chiropractic terms at this point.
Because I know what I want
Like-
mine to look like. I went to the torture museum a year and a half ago, and I think nothing would feel better than being stretched out on one of those wheels. Like, fucking pull me, arms to legs, stretch that back out. Like, I think
They
one
do
of those
that.
wheels looks
you ever
lovely.
watch the chiropractic videos? Again, I
Yeah.
watch all YouTube.
They're
That's what I'm saying.
horrific. They look torturous, but I
They
want
put
a
that
full-
chin strap on you and they pull
Yeah.
your head up as quick as they. Oh my God! It feels like the person's head's gonna pop off their body.
No, I want
You won't
that.
be doing that move. Dr. Scirocco doesn't do that move. No. We don't do
No,
that.
he puts you in a headlock and he lifts you up off the table to straighten your spine out, right?
Sure.
Yes,
sure.
that's smart too.
You need to suplex me on a wrestling mat? Is that what my back needs? Let's go.
That's going to be the reverse of that. That's going to compress you, not release it.
Whatever it takes. Let's do it. I don't care. But
Katie, do you go with Dr. Payne? Payne?
No,
I do that.
But you gotta go with pain management with that one though.
That's fine. I'm good with that.
Dr. Payne. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep.
No, you don't want that. You want to be Dr. Payne. They're like, oh,
Dr. Scirocco.
Yeah, it's Dr. Scirocco. That's the right answer. That's the only answer.
Seinfeld episode written all over it. It's like I keeps coming to mind as the Ass Man episode where Kramer gets the license plate of the proctologist.
Imagine me, okay, not a Tommy Bahama shirt, but I've got a coat on, like a lab coat, because you have to look like you're a real doctor. I have the lab coat on. Everything else is the same. The long beard, the glasses, the hat. And I'm just kind of a little bit at a profile, and it says, Dr. Scirocco, chiropractor. That's it. It doesn't even have the phone number or anything. You got to do the work. It's one of those billboards where they don't put everything up there. You're so interested in it, you're compelled to then research it, and then
you show up to a Elantra parked on the side of the highway.
Well, yeah, I mean, I live out of my Elantra because I've got that YouTube money rolling in.
Correct.
So, yeah,
exactly.
Of course, I'm not going to
So
stop.
now you're morning in on my business because I'm in the van. Park your Elantra on a different strip mall.
So yes, is this your
I'm more curious,
complex?
Steve. How much time have you spent on this?
Oh, a lot. I mean, when you're my age and you have any downtime, you're thinking about what would my chiropractor name be. So, let me work on this. Let me work on this for a while. It's not like I go out and do sports and stuff. I'm too old and fat. I'm like, oh.
Well, Steve, if I did have pictures next to Dr. Scirocco, what you looked like, and Dr. McNew back, I'm picking Dr. McNew back.
Huh.
I'm just going to go there because
I think I would have the stateliness about me that would people would be like, this guy must be
You
good.
would have the stateliness, but women would understand the back pain.
Yes.
If they saw McNew.
Yeah, it's a for real thing. Like Tim's a Child fan too. He knows the future lower back pain. That was funny when I was 21. It's not funny anymore because the future came and it's for real.
It's for real. There you go. Huh. Well, there you go. I still think I win, but you guys can question.
You do have the best name out of all of them because you rhyme with Dr. Zhivago. So that's helpful. Get people guessing. Yes.
Oh my God! I think there's like this little known movie called Dr. Zhivago.
That was about chiropractors in Russia.
It was a movie about chiropractors.
Chiropractor. That's the ones you want to get.
Yeah.
In Russia, your back cracks you, Dr. Zhivago.
That would be the best commercial ever.
All right. On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with McNew.
I have a Starlight pick from Indiana Bourbon Club. It was finished in sherry barrels.
Okay. Decent. That's all I'm going to say. Decent. You stuck the landing. There was a little bit of maybe a ring tap to it. That worked against you slightly, but there was no slosh or anything, so it was good. All right. Next up is Kathy.
Okay. Talking about Bardstown, bringing out my Yellowstone. This is the Challenge ABV Barrel Shop pick, which I was a part of.
Nice. Oh, that's a good one. That's probably going to be enough, Tim, but see if you can beat it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with some Buzzard's Roost straight rye whiskey barrel proof.
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
Nope.
Nothing like Kathy's.
Nothing like Kathy's. I got Heaven Hill bottle in mind. Haven't opened this one up in a while, and it is more than 3/4 full, so you never know. Holding out hope. Jeez.
Looks cute.
It's legit terrible. It's depressing. Luckily, I got the good chiropractic.
Well, just
thing
wait,
going.
Katie's up.
I got my YouTube money going. I got some good stuff going on. So yeah, my Elantra Living YouTube page. It's great. All right, Katie, you're last but not least.
I have MB Roland. They're just their straight bourbon, right? I don't think this has a special name.
Okay.
Just
bourbon.
Yep, just bourbon. MB Roland. Oh gosh.
Oh my God! Did she piss herself? What the hell was it? That was a tsunami.
That's what's best is now it's in her bed, and now her bed is going to smell like bourbon.
I'll tell you what. We take off for Slosh. We got for it is a tidal wave. We have to deduct it up. The cork pop was better than Kathy's, but Kathy went. That was the sloshiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It sloshed out. You got like a flap. Like,
I was bracing the bottle against my legs, and I have yoga pants on. Apparently, and I went to pull it, and it slid right down my leg, and it did not.
Spectacular.
Can't change those sheets now.
Oh, wait till you go stroll out after podcasting. What?
Are you laughing so hard?
We don't take
you
breaks.
pissed yourself?
Hey, we don't take breaks.
It keeps us working. There's no bathroom breaks. Nothing.
It's not my fault. Oh,
God, that's great.
Kathy, congratulations and cheers.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about BourbonPalooza 1 ideas. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
As Becca said, everybody's bringing trash. I'm stepping up my game with a brand new single barrel from Neely Family Distillery. This is the Autumn Vanilla single barrel.
Nice.
I've already preemptively taken the plastic off, not wasting anybody's time, Becca. And then let's see if this pork pop goes.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about BourbonPalooza #1 ideas.
Number 1. Yes, we decided to do a takeover of the Bardstown Motor Lodge. So we elected just to book the rooms and just take the whole thing over. Tried working with the motel. They weren't really willing to work with us in any way. So we were like, well, we could just book the rooms. It's a free country. We'll just book all the rooms and we'll book far enough out where hopefully not anybody else is booking, and we'll grab up a bunch of rooms. And we've pretty much done that. We've got I think 49 people officially and counting, and there's probably another 8 or so that are thinking about it. I think we're down to like 4 or 5 rooms left. There are I think 36 rooms total, and I think we're getting very low into that. We're into the 30s for sure. So we're close to selling this thing out, and I'm just looking for ideas. I don't know that I'll use any of them, but if it's a good idea and it's something I can do. I will make it part of BourbonPalooza 1. These can be experiences, distillery visits, whatever you guys come up with. Anything's on the table. People coming to the hotel.
I would like to hire Phil Collin, our friend Phil. I want him to come to the poolside. There's like the pool and the bar.
Right.
I want him to come tell us stories at night. I want Phil story time.
Fire pits.
Oh, there are fire pits. There's also a huge fireplace, like outdoor fireplace, so which is cool.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Very nice. Okay, that's a great idea. I like Phil. And some people have said that too, so we got to get Phil involved.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see if the No family, since we're in Bardstown, that's where everybody lives.
Right.
So I did catch at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival there, the walking around with the country ham. That looked like a rite of passage for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And not everybody got an opportunity for something like that. And if you ever read Fred Knows,
I think you haven't turned off your settings for your cork pop thing. You sound like you're Lou Gehrig here. I am the luckiest man alive.
There we go. All right, we're gonna try that instead. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Steve. I did not turn it off. That's a good call. Okay. Yeah. So I would think that would be something if Freddie's around or something like that, or something.
Spoiler alert, I've talked to Freddie. I hung out with him quite a bit at the Bourbon Festival. He, again, it's 6 months out. He said he has nothing on his schedule right now. That can change. That can change, and he might not even have control of that. He works for a big company, but he said, I can come hang out with you guys, and I could stumble home from there. So, I mean, he kind of said he could do it. Now,
wait a second. He lives close enough to walk. Who's to keep us from going to his house?
I'd like to do that. But that's a rough ask. Hey, can we just come over to your house?
Well, we don't ask. We just show up and TP it.
We like him, and he has kids and a really sweet wife. We want to stay friends with them.
Yeah.
This could not result in a misdemeanor. I'd be a little happy. Or a felony. But if we could,
right. Yeah, let's avoid the. So that would be kind of cool. But I like the idea of incorporating. I didn't think of to ask, but the ham thing is he's got a whole setup. He has a thing if you saw it that it was sitting on. But he also has a bag to carry it to get it around. So apparently this is part of their events now. I would love for him, and he's Freddie. No, if he just shows up and carves ham, and then we're just talking bourbon, that's an event. You don't need to do a presentation. You don't need to bring tchotchkes. You bring that. That's one of the coolest things that you could do. And that's all you got to do. Yeah.
I don't even eat ham, but I want to try that ham.
Yeah, I would, unless you're if someone's vegan or vegetarian, they just don't eat that kind of stuff at all. I get it. Don't do it. But if
Lenny's not going to be there, right?
Lenny won't be there.
I have not eaten pork since I was a teenager, but I'm going to try that. It looks
it's good. I haven't eaten it since I was I
haven't eaten it since lunch.
Right. Oh, I tell you what, I had a slice of it. I wanted to eat it all because they had a plate out, when they were sitting there like, hey, you can give it a try. I wanted to eat all of it, but there's a whole line behind it. I'm sure that would have gone over well if I just I scarfed down half the plate. I had to be polite.
My ham.
Yeah. So, yes, and then you actually got to see him carving it because he then, when he got done over there, he walked over to Royce's and carved some up over there, which is pretty cool. And they took
that would be really cool.
Yeah. And that thing aged 2 years. So it's man, I can't even begin to tell you. It's meat candy is what it is. It's that good. It was just amazing.
Meat candy.
Smoky, salty. I mean, it doesn't taste sweet like candy. But it just melts in your mouth. It's like butter when you eat it. I mean, it's good. I mean, yes, I would like to do that too. So yeah.
I was trying to think around meals and stuff like that. What do you plan for that and try to have? Because this is a big group. So now you're talking private rooms or taking over restaurants,
right? You can't just show up at a restaurant and be like, we need tables for 50. 50. You can't do that. Everything has to be planned.
So are we breaking up the groups? Are we group 1, group 2, group 3?
I don't know
maybe?
yet, depending on what we do.
Yeah.
This is the first year of it. Everything's on the table at this point. Because again, it wasn't like I planned out a bunch of stuff and be like, okay, go. I was like, we got to start with how many people are going to show up.
Yeah. So, and I like the way you threw it out. It's like, hey, we're going to go this weekend, book your own room. You made it easy peasy for everybody. No pressure. No pressure on you, but now there is pressure on you.
Right. Now there's pressure on me to deliver something that's good. And then, the other pressure is too, I also, there's going to be costs with all this stuff, but I don't want to make it too, I don't want to, I'm not going to book this thing and be like, all right, now everybody owes, $350 a piece. No, I want to keep it in the $100 range, 150 tops. And I need to come up with everything where you buy. And again, there is going to be costs. I said that up front. I mean, we can't do all this stuff for
what
free.
The cost of the experiences are going to be.
Right.
Well,
if you go someplace, that's one thing. You bring, if people come to we've taken over the motor lodge. So can you imagine being the one or two people that have a room that aren't part of this group wondering what the hell did we just walk into that weekend?
Right. It will become part of the group. That's the thing about bourbon people.
Bring them all in. They're going to have a blast of their life. They're going to be like, what just happened? I don't have to leave.
Yeah. But I think the cool thing is like, you can throw out an event, right? Like you can plan something and be like, it's $200 to do XYZ with us today, or don't do it. Bardstown's cool. The motor lodge is cool. Somebody can just be happy to go and hang out at night for free by the pool or the fire pit and not do the daily excursions. Like you don't.
You don't have, and all that stuff will be like that for sure.
And you're going to have
like the pick off the shelf, whatever the experiences
have a good time.
Yeah, Kathy.
So we all know everybody.
It's booked.
You're booked. Oh, Katie's.
Oh, John. By the way, we're going to Bardstown, Kentucky, March 15th to 17th for BourbonPalooza 1.
He's like, oh, I am. Okay.
Why does it smell like
we know
everybody walked back out.
Oh, go ahead, Kathy.
Okay, thanks. Tuggy's table. Everybody has to have a dinner at Tuggy's table.
Right.
Right.
It's really good. Yeah. Yeah.
Will just like half one night, half the other.
Yeah. I'll have to find out how many can fit in there and stuff like that. I mean, they have, you might have to break up the group between dining table and bar, and I don't know if it'll work. I first of all, I got to get them to work with me. Because I figured, okay, now things have changed. We've booked almost the whole thing. Let's now work with me. Let's make it an enjoyable experience for everyone. And they still haven't responded back to me. So now I do have someone who knows the owners there that I met at the Bourbon Festival. That is now I'm supposed to have it in. So hopefully it'll just eliminate some middle things that are going on. And because now what, if they don't work with us, we'll just eat every meal somewhere else, and they miss out on this great opportunity to make a bunch of money.
People for a block of time, Steve. That sells out a lot of the restaurant sizes that are there. A good portion of them.
Oh yeah.
That's
so maybe we could stage dinners and there's an early dinner and a late dinner.
Yeah,
we can figure it out. We definitely can figure it out, particularly with this group and the fact we just like hanging out together. So again, there's this great area to sit and hang out. So
because that's going to be the best part of it, is just having just sit and hang out. So
right.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was saying, where it's like, hey, I just want to hang out. I'm cool being here. Maybe some people don't do excursions. They say, I don't want to do dinner. We'll just order pizza. We'll hang out. You got people that want to do different things. And I think it's cool that it's a whole group of bourbon lovers.
Kind of like the idea of Key West. Our Key West trip is totally like that. It's like, here's what we're doing. There's not really an official agenda, but here's kind of what the bulk of the people are doing. You can join them or not. And you know what? If you don't go, it's not like anybody's mad or giving you trouble or anything. It's everybody does their own thing. And then you kind of all gather and you get together and share stories at the end of the night. Maybe some of this is like that too. I don't know.
And, we just did that Cedar Ridge trip, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Steve and I are the only ones on this podcast that went.
I'm mad at myself for not going.
You should have gone.
But what I heard was, as new people were there, they realized that you just walk in and you're instantly friends.
Right.
It's just inviting and homey, and no one is a stranger.
Right.
You might not remember their name until
if you're part of the ABV Network crew. Attend an event. You're friends with everyone there.
Speaking of not remembering their name, we should have name tags.
Okay.
We should get name tags.
Name tags, yes. Of course.
I mean, I have a generic name tag I can bring, but if we just, have
you almost need one with a damn pin. I'm telling you, they had name tags at all these events I was at. And I'm telling you, unless you print them both sides, every single person that I didn't know their name were, it's always flipped the other way.
Flipped over. You got to print them on both sides.
Would you mind flipping? Oh, hey, Ken, how you doing? No, it's like defeats the purpose of the whole thing.
Yeah, so I
got
invited to a barrel pick. What was it, Labor Day weekend, I think? And I went and I was like, "Hi, I'm Stephanie." They're like, "Who?" They're like, "Oh, you're McNew." And I'm like, "Yeah." This is my first name, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you don't know me." Like, okay,
I created that. I love that. So yeah.
This monster.
Nothing in your life where you were just known as McNew to everyone, but now that's basically how most people know you.
Know me. Like, so you guys might not know Dan Kidd. You probably do. He's heavy bourbon on like all the socials. Right. He's like, "I haven't met you in person. We live fucking 30 minutes from each other." He's like, "Let me give you a hug," and he's like, "You're McNew," and I'm like, "You're Dan Kidd." Like.
Right.
But,
did he mention the 4th of July photos?
Not, because I think
good move.
He very much like loves his girlfriend, and I love that for him. So he's not trying to get in trouble. So
I also love the 4th of July photos too, so it's okay. But no, that's a good move. There's a power move, everybody. Don't mention the 4th of July photos because that's creep mode. Don't do that. Public service announcement.
Don't make them your background by any means.
Don't encourage them. So,
he's doing it right now.
Katie's doing something right now. She's already booked, so I don't know.
Well, now that she's booked her room,
she's
closing all of her court cases.
I gotta breathe that weekend.
Oh, so
Steve, I wonder if you have like you do. Hey, listen. Here's this behind the scenes with this distillery up to we have to have a count. And you have kind of people sign up because McNew, I agree with you.
Okay,
I think we're a large enough group that you'll have enough people rolling through.
That is a good idea to kind of break up the group, offer some different options. Again,
and
this will all be first come first serve. Yeah,
here it is. If you want to see it, there's going to be so many people rolling through that place. I could see if you let people know that we're in town, it all starts hitting. Guess who's coming over next? To you on the Motor Lodge is a freaking frat and sorority party all of a sudden.
It is.
And so it could be really interesting to see who shows up. Just on their own.
Okay. Well, I'll have to delete the dates out here. Then we've said it a couple times. I'll take it out of here.
We could get like Bernie to come play a show for us.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, that would be so great.
Possibly.
Right. At dusk with the campfires going on.
So nice.
Yeah.
Or also, Steve, so you have the barrel shop, you're constantly doing picks. What if one of your mail-in picks, the ones you're not doing in person, you could have this group do, or part of this group do?
You only need to bring 50 samples of every option.
No, but like samples of something to be like, hey, this is the BourbonPalooza #1 pick from whoever you're trying to get a pick from.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
It's so fun for people that don't normally get to do picks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that idea.
That's a good one.
We might be able to do that with somebody like Neely, because Neely's are going to be part of it. And a request for 50 samples. That's a lot. That's a big ask.
That's a big ask.
Yeah.
If they know if they're there and they're part of it.
Okay, but you don't have to have 50. You can say, hey, this is an experience, add it on for $20-$30, whatever, and say, I'm going to take 10 or 20, 15, whatever.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's
at the same
only.
time as another experience, Bardstown, behind the scenes at Bardstown.
I do like this idea because initially what I was thinking, but I think it's flawed. The idea was get a bus and take there's not even really any distillery that can handle 50 people. Imagine 50 people at a craft.
No, you're going to have to split them into groups.
Even 50 people at a big place like Beam or Heaven, they don't take tours of 50. You can't do that. So this idea of breaking it up, I think, is the way to do it. Creating a different experience.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
So here's what I've learned is that you need to have something for the non-drinkers.
Okay.
The Oscar Getz Museum.
It's fun. Yeah, it's cool.
Like, do museum tours for the non-drinkers.
Okay. Yep. We do have some of those. I mean, Misty's going to be there. Misty doesn't drink, but she likes being part of this group. And obviously, and it's always a tribute to Danny too, because you know what? If we were doing this, do you think Danny would be going? Yes.
Oh, absolutely. He would have been the first one signed up.
Yeah.
You'd have to send him a text to let him know that you're going to text him and put it on the crew club to let him know he can reply.
Well, sure. I'd follow procedures, of course, as Danny has lined it out. I mean, I wouldn't mess with
you should get with Tony Friend, because he likes to do food tours every place I've
ever been. He does.
Yeah.
So maybe get him to be like, hey, XYZ restaurants and
He needs to sign up. He's not signed up. He should be signed up.
Maybe
We should be texting him right now.
We should. Maybe get him to like recommend
And
some restaurants.
The lodge is dog friendly. He can bring the new puppy.
You can bring the puppy. Yeah, it is dog friendly. People have dogs.
Oh my God, the ears on that puppy of his.
Oh yeah. Ruger.
He's so sweet. No, but maybe Tony can recommend restaurants or come and like lead a restaurant tour. Something.
Okay.
Non-drinkers.
Well, it's funny. I'm texting him, and I almost put Barfstown instead of Bardstown.
Barfstown.
Because I'm a bad texter.
Yeah, Barkstown.
Barkstown. Wow. Okay.
Well, you could do. I mean, well, if you think about it, what about a historical tour? Does somebody do historical tours around the square?
I don't know.
There's so much history around that square.
Probably is.
As well.
They should.
And you got the old Kentucky home there. We can go protest in front of politicians, and there's a whole thing we can do.
Yeah,
you can do a historical tour around that whole.
This show probably caused me more work than I thought.
Like hours.
Well, you said the preamble, Steve. This could be great ideas. I could take some, or I can take none. So
exactly, and it opened up my mind to thinking about things a different way too. So I think that this could be good. And again, the thing that ties everybody together is the motel itself. And in fact, we all come back together, we talk about our experiences, and people will be like, "Oh, I went on this, and it was amazing." And then, okay, that we know we got to do that one next year because everyone's saying that was over the top, great. And
it's like the Kentucky Bourbon Affair, but just in Bardstown for 1 week. All for us, and we're all gold ticket winners.
Yeah. So that's cool,
Kathy.
Golden
Steve, do you think like the Bardstown Motor Lodge is going to be like, I want to host them every year, or they're going to be like these fucking assholes?
No. What I think is ultimately.
It in the first place and gave us the room blocks, right?
Yes, yeah. I do think that anytime you're talking about a bourbon group, it sounds bad. It sounds like it's going to be wild people partying and all that. And again, if we get the whole thing, it's okay. And again, I think we are an incredibly respectful group. I think that we leave things the way we found them at the end of the night. I know that's always important. I was in charge of training for salespeople, and I tell you what, salespeople can be terrible. They'll make it look like they were there. So I would always go behind and clean everything up. So I know that that's important for the hotel. So it looks like it did when you got there. I do those type of things. I make sure people don't get out of hand. We got handlers for McNew, so we're fine.
Hide the traffic cones. Listen to this Bardstown Motor Inn.
As long as we got McNew under control, our group is good.
So I don't know if my husband can come yet. So who's baby's?
Well, he's good because then you bring your own handler. So he was great at the barrel shop event.
He was very popular.
And then we were like, okay, this is his problem now. Normally we're like, we're like one, two, three, shoot.
Chris is going to handle the homeless lady on the street.
I love this man, but then I get pissed. So I'm like, oh, fucking everybody loves Chris. Chris is so great.
Everyone loves McNew.
Everyone does love McNew. So yeah, and the funny thing is McNew, she's done herself a service because she can do stuff like that, like be homeless at the ABV barrel shop, and people don't get mad about it. They're just like, that just makes them love McNew even more. They're like, oh, that's hilarious. What?
Are you going to make a sticker called Homeless McNew?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I incorporated her into one picture already, and it looked.
I hate that picture.
Sitting in front of the shop.
Here's the thing about me, though. I will be like feral and homeless somewhere, but rally. So I went to the gardens and I was fine. I was polite. I had a nice time and acted like a normal person.
I got to give you credit. In the pictures, it seemed like that. Now, I wasn't there, but I don't know if that experience is the same.
I mean, we didn't see anything in the news.
Right. This is true.
I don't know how my brain works.
Nothing needs to be expunged, so.
No. Katie wasn't called. When it's bad when you're in the St. Louis area, you got to call Katie. Yeah. The shit went down when you got to call Katie.
Katie, can you expunge Kentucky?
No, I'd have to get a Kentucky license. So I currently,
because we're going to Bardstown. So
I only have licenses right now
for March.
In Missouri and Choctaw Nation are the only two places I have an active license.
Part of the fee for this event is the fee to get Katie licensed in Kentucky.
Yeah,
that is awesome. I'll pay that fee.
Your fee for
the funny thing is, one of the things I was looking up on my phone just now was to confirm. I didn't think Kentucky allowed open container, and they don't. Because when we mentioned like Town Square, I was like,
yeah, I was thinking like beer to have a drink cocktail, walk around.
Drinking cocktails like a bourbon slush while you're doing this. We'd have to be low key about it because you're not allowed to have open container in Kentucky.
Oh, I don't know that we can low key.
My birthday weekend, we found a little coffee shop and I got a nice coffee because I don't like hot drinks. And I just poured my own bourbon into that in a little coffee cup. Nobody knew any different.
So really, we have a coffee walking tour and then we hand out some airplane bottles that are closed containers. What people choose to do with them at that point is not our liability. We gave them a closed container and walked away. And we advertised
that has a Stanley Cup anymore.
In Bardstown have
coffee walk and talk for historical value.
Yeah, coffee walk and talk. Okay.
It is successfully, and as long as you like kind of stay in the back and you aren't a loud asshole, nobody knows any better.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I have toured with McNew with beverages, and it was a success.
Or that, I think, did Kentucky make it recreational, or is Kentucky's just medical now, aren't they?
I don't know if they have anything. Maybe they have medical.
I think that they just passed medical, but they don't have any dispensaries yet. I think we were just talking about this earlier today. They're not recreational yet. Because if they're recreational, it'd be like, oh, we can't have open containers, so we'll just do a gummy walking tour, but to start off the day. But that wouldn't quite.
Nobody says you can't take a gummy in your room and go about your day.
I mean, the federal government has some thoughts on that, but sure.
But what the federal government doesn't know.
They don't need to know.
Kathy will tell them though. So yeah. That's right. No one told me not to tell.
Seriously, I will tell. So don't tell me. I tell everything.
Yeah, this is true. That's true. On that note, it's time to wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us.
Kathy Show and Tell.
Kathy Show and Tell.
That'll be that we all sit around one night.
It's KK Tells.
Yeah. Wow.
There we go. At the motel. KK Tells at the motel.
KK Tells
That's one of our events. That's one of our events. Yeah.
Motel Tells. Yep.
Yeah. KK, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram telling everyone everything at KK Cast Strength.
All right, Tim.
You can find me on Instagram reviewing all of Kathy's 22 posts on her telling everything.
I know, right?
On Instagram at SWATGuy2112.
All right, McNew.
I am not homeless on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, ABV Barrel Shop. We'd love to have you come by, try before you buy. Katie, did I ask you where people can find you? I was about to say,
Katie, where can we find you?
Yeah, where's Katie?
Katie's getting out of jail.
I'm like the speakeasy of the show. You have to know about me to find me. I'm the speakeasy of the show.
Is that what you're going to leave your plug as?
No, you can find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Okay. All right. All right.
Does that mean I get to do the peace thing because I went last?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, okay.
You still got to do your outro, but then I'll do the piece at the end.
Yeah.
You can also find her
at
at the
anything
Funny
else to
Bone.
say before we get out of here? Yeah.
You can find Katie at the Funny Bone, though. Remember that.
This is technically this is the worst show ever. Everyone just talks. Go ahead.
Or at Homeless Jokers.
I would like to remind everybody that you can find Katie Joyce performing comedy in her bedroom, and that the audience could please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. Helps new people on the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. On that.
Come on, Steve.
Mediocre job today, folks.
Well,
mediocre job.
It is bad. We'll have a brand new show for tomorrow.
About this trip, we can't even be real.
We can't even do the show. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Peace. finish the show, let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you are in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.